Hi, my name is Amy Latta, and I'm the Associate Director at Streetlight at YFC.
In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
A ministry gauge that significantly impacts our focus is healthy relationships, seeking reconciliation and vibrant community. Relationships make every difference in the path a young person will take. Please welcome Kess as she shares her story and how relationships have impacted her life.
Hello? Oh, there we go. Okay. I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Kess, and I'm 21 years of age. I have a young daughter named Hazel, and this is my partner, Thomas. When I was around the age of 15, 16, I started skipping school and smoking pot and being overall rebellious. After many fights with my mom, she decided to kick me out. This was in the middle of the night at 1 a.m. in the middle of a blizzard. So I called my father and he came to my rescue and picked me up. Living with my father only lasted about a month or two because it was not the ideal living situation for me. So I moved out and into my friend's place with herself and her dad, and they were nice to me, and my friend's dad had one goal for me, and that was that I went to school, but that only lasted for a little time. Now, this was around the time that I found out about Streetlight, roughly 6 years ago when I was 15 years old. I started coming around, and I introduced myself to the YFC team, and I was welcomed with open arms, and for once felt like I belonged somewhere. The Streetlight team made me feel so welcomed. I have put them through a lot of my drama, and yet they still treat me like family. My street life started when I started getting involved with this one guy, and I moved in with his brother and parents. I didn't know it at the time, but it was a drug house, and this guy didn't really have respect for me. But it was through this guy's brother that I met a man and naively got involved with him. I later found out that he was 38 years old. And I do admit it was kind of stupid of me as a 17-year-old, and I started dating him. I thought I was head over heels for this man, but in all honesty, I just wanted the attention that came with it, now thinking back to it. I remember telling Justin about this relationship, and the look he gave me was of shock, but he wished me the best and warned me to be safe. When I was with this guy, he convinced me to try hard drugs, which kicked off a 2-year drug addiction. I was in and out of the shelter for several months, jumping between friends' couches, and I started showing up less to Streetlight because I felt guilty and I felt like I was letting everyone down. But every time I showed up, they were just happy to see me, and most of all were happy that I was safe and alive. Through all of my addiction and hard times, the Streetlight team never gave up on me. They tried to point me in the right direction and always tried to motivate me to do better. When I finally called it quits with my ex-boyfriend, the Streetlight team was there with open arms and were ready to help me again. I decided to get sober, and I'm happy to say that I've been close to 3 years now. And honestly, I couldn't be happier. Getting sober was hard on my own, but after many failed attempts, here I am to say I'm clean today. Streetlight helped me stay positive and always made me feel welcomed. I have always enjoyed coming around for the company of staff and volunteers. I was afraid of opening up to the team, but after many conversations, I found myself asking for advice with day-to-day life things. Last year, I met Amy, and I don't really remember meeting Amy. She just appeared one day, and I instantly felt this connection. I felt like she was a sister. I remember many conversations that have led to our mentorship relationship that we have today. Around the same time that I met Amy, I got evicted from my place and moved in with Thomas and his brother. Shortly after that, I found out I was pregnant. I decided to go down to Streetlight and nervously told Amy that I was pregnant. She was ecstatic and was happy for me. She assured me that I would be a great mom, and if I needed anything, that she and the YF team would be there for Thomas and I. The team helped Thomas and I in so many different ways. They provided us with many different resources and helped us gather supplies. They helped us, mainly Thomas, build the courage to stand up to his brother and move out. They helped him figure out the steps he needed to do and how to talk to his brother, and helped him calm down after he'd moved in with me. All I can say is that YFC as a whole is an amazing bunch of people. People who show up to the hospital after you've given birth, people who check in on you when they're worried, and people who, even though they've had a horrible day, still keep smiling because they love their jobs. I remember this one day, Amy and I started talking, and I told her that she was like a second mother to me, and she started crying. She gave me a hug and thanked me because she was having a hard time, and it made me happy knowing that I had cheered her up. Today I think about my future. I'm going to start school in January. I'm happy about starting a new chapter in my life. What I see in my future is finishing school, becoming a registered personal support worker, and growing a larger family. Recently, Thomas and I began training to become peer leaders within the YFC community, and I'm excited about this because it will open new opportunities in life. By being with YFC, it will show my child that everything in life is not easy, but you can always change your future. With the help of YFC, I know that this is possible, and I hope that one day I'll have an active role within the YFC community and that I can impact someone's life like YFC has impacted mine.